Hey YouTube world, I am back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you my skincare routine. For those of you who have been with me throughout my YouTube journey, I have mentioned that I never really looked at YouTube unless it was just to, look up how to do certain things like, fix a faucet. I've never fixed a faucet, but I never really looked at YouTube at all until 2020. 2020, I think, was the year of everybody starting their YouTube channel. And of course, I went down the rabbit hole of how to fix my skin because going to the dermatologist wasn't really an option. And it wasn't like a dire enough situation for us to go out into the world of the unknown with, the whole 2020 outbreak and whatever. So I resorted to, looking at YouTube because I had horrible mask knee. Like, it was scary looking. I was flaking. I was, basically just, I don't know, felt like snake skin actually. It felt like chicken skin because it was just so bad. I had a complete outbreak with the bottom of my skin right here, up until where the mask ends, right? And I couldn't figure out how to fix it. And skincare was just never something I spent too much time on until this had happened. And then it was game over. I was watching hours and hours of YouTube and trying to get some advice on how to fix my skin, right? Plus you had a lot of time. I did a lot of cooking and a lot of skincare. And then it went to plants. And then my love for bags took over, and that's when I started my YouTube channel. But in any case, I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like back then. I know it's ironic. I'm filming a video about skincare and talking about my face and everything without showing my face. I get that. But to let you know what has worked for me, I am no skin influencer at all. There's plenty of channels that are out there that is dedicated towards that. I'll link a couple of them that I really like down below for you if you want to go check them out. Much more educated, but it's just good knowledge. And I know it's like a whole thing and everybody's talking about skincare, which is great. But you really have to go through the journey of figuring out what works for you because everything is super personal, just like bags, right? Bags is very personal. It's to your style. Skincare, it's your skin. Like, you have to find what works. So just to let you know, my skin type used to be normal. And now as I'm getting older, it is very, very dry. And I have to do a lot to make sure it is very hydrated, which is very different from moisturizers. Again, not going to go through all of that with you. Go check out some of the YouTubers I am mentioning down below for a lot more education. But I figure it'll be fun for me to just do a video of why I even started YouTube and why I even looked at YouTube, and kind of just show you the madness. I had a whole entire spreadsheet of how much I used, how long did it take for me to see effects. When I finished a bottle, it was crazy. I've since then abandoned that spreadsheet, but now I'm just figuring out, I've calmed down a lot and stopped buying a ton of stuff to try out. I'm going back to my staples. And what I really want to do today is show you the madness of my skincare empties, because I do save most of them. And then I I actually take it to Nordstrom's and use their recycling program. And then I'm going to talk about my holy grails. And then at the end, I'm going to wrap it up and tell you what I'm currently using today. And most of them are repeats. So maybe you'll find a gem or two. And I will tell you, I do not go to Sephora. I used to shop at Sephora, and I just can't believe how much money I'm, spending at Sephora when I could get better products from, Korean skincare, Asian skincare. And I don't think it's just because I'm Asian and Asian skincare works better for me, but it literally can work for anybody of any race or any skin type. That's what I'm trying to say here. So definitely check it out, and just hopefully you'll find one or two products that might work for you. And I would consider that a win for me to share that with you. So let's just kind of get right into it. All right, so that was incredibly dramatic. I have organized everything so that you can see it in categories. A lot of it is going to be body care, toners, moisturizer, first cleanse, second cleanse, serums, and sunscreen. So that's mainly the categories. Again, I did mention that I started the whole YouTube going down the rabbit hole just because of my skin being terrible. And I promised I was going to do a skincare. Obviously, I'm not a skin influencer, so I'll do my best to tell you exactly what works for me. And just because it works for me, it doesn't mean it would work for you too. So do listen carefully about my skin type. I have very, very dry skin over the years, and I'm not like super sensitive to a lot of things, but I don't really react to a lot of things. So that's why I'm able to try a lot of these products. I've calmed down a lot since then. So I haven't been trying out new things that often, and I'm starting to stick and repurchase what has been working for me. So at the end of this video, I'll show you what I'm currently testing out and what has been a staple of mine. And then I'll list in the comments down below in the comment section or the show notes section of my holy grails, literally my holy grails that I will keep repurchasing and not have to keep exploring for products to see if they're good or not for me. So let's just start over here where, sorry for my mess, my closet is still in shambles here in Nashville. But starting with body care and hair care. Now, this one's in a purple, but this one, No Fave Fresh, is something that you can get from Target. Holy grail, not this purple one. I was just testing it out and I was doing something stupid. But if you color your hair and you get the really brassy kind of texture or hair color, get this one. It's like $11 or $12. Get the one in silver or blonde. I think the silver one works the best, and it literally takes out all of the brassiness in my hair. And honestly, I don't think you even need to get the conditioner. I usually have stuck with the shampoo. The conditioner doesn't really do much. It doesn't actually tone your hair, the purple shampoo or whatever. The purple shampoo works. The conditioner doesn't really work. So just get the shampoo if you're going to purchase and test it out. Like I said, it's a really cheap option, and I've tried the expensive ones, and I've tried this one, and this one actually works way better than any of the ones I've tried. Now, I won't go through all of these, but I will tell you my holy grail is going to be the Aveeno Skin Relief. Always get the blue one. I tried the green one, I tried the purple one. The blue one is the only one that works for me. Again, I have really dry skin, especially when the heater's cranking. During the winter, I would get so dry that I would scratch my body until it bleeds. So I don't know how many bottles of this I've gone through, even though you only see one. I tested other ones out. During the summer, I can play around and try other lotions out for my body, but during the winter, this is a no negotiation. I have to have this or else I will start bleeding everywhere. All right, moving on to cleansers, kind of just breaking down. Hi, Q, can you please not go? No, don't touch that. Go, move. When it comes to first cleanse, if you don't already do this, I highly encourage you to do a first cleanse. When it comes to getting your makeup off, your sunscreen off, I would say, I've tried a lot of them. I'm testing out a new one right now, but I keep going back to this Vanilla Zero Clean It, and the texture, the way it melts, and the emulsifying technique of it. If you don't know what first cleanse is, this is basically an oil cleanser. It's like a balm. Let me see if I have anything left. Nope. I usually get it pretty clean here. I'll show you with the new one I just started. Nope, this one's also empty. But basically, it's like a balm, and then you melt it down and you rub it all over your dry face, and it literally takes off waterproof makeup. It takes off all of the, mascara. I don't wear mascara because I have eyelash extensions. But any sunscreen that's waterproof, it just literally melts it right off. And out of all the ones I've tried, I think I just keep going back to this. I've gone through at least 4 or 5 of these, maybe more. I just lost track. So these are the 2 I have. I know this one is really popular. Honestly, I felt that one's better. This one just felt a little oily and kind of sticky. So it was okay. And this one's like $40 or $50. Whereas this one, if you get the small size, it's like maybe $10 or $12. But this super size one, I think is like $15 to $18. So definitely way cheaper than if you were to use the Elemis one. So I would pass on this one. When it comes to the first cleanse, you can definitely use micellar water. There's also the Garnier one. Definitely don't get the Garnier one. I finished using it, but this stung my eyes. I also tried this Craved Beauty one. Wasn't impressed. And then there's also the Rihanna, the Fenty Skin. Not impressed. This one is actually really good. So I was breaking out for a little bit, and this one actually did a really good job with the salicylic acid. And if some of these terminologies are a little unfamiliar to you, definitely go watch some skinfluencers, and I'll link a couple of them down below. They break it down super effectively for you. If I were to explain everything to you, it would take way too long. But this is just a quick and dirty version of what I like. And this one is really expensive. Again, I got this from the FabFitFun box. I do like it, but if you want me to spend my money on full retail price, I don't know, probably wouldn't do it. All right, let's go over to my favorite. Literally, toner is what saved my skin because my skin is so dry. I go through toner like it's water because there's one time where my boyfriend's knuckles were just like so dry and cracked and he kept using moisturizer. He used Vaseline, nothing worked. And then I was just like, all right, let me take this over. And what I did for his cracked knuckles and it started bleeding, what I did was put 2 layers of toner and then put a thin layer of moisturizer over it. And guess what? His cracking and his bleeding on his knuckles during the winter because it gets so dry immediately fixed. He's like, what kind of voodoo are you doing on my hands? Because it is a miracle. I've tried everything. And he hates having lotion on his hands. So I know there's 2 of them, this Innisfree one. It's okay. It's no big deal. I know there were people raving out about this Good Light milky toning lotion. Super meh. Not impressed. This one's actually pretty nice. The CRS time is running out. I feel like it's kind of expensive for how much you get, but it's a spray bottle and the spray mechanism that they created is super nice. Definitely worth a try and then see if you want to repurchase this. I don't even know where I got this from. It was terrible. These are my 3 favorite toners and I'm going to consider them my holy grail. This one, this male snail mucin one from Peach Slices, it's like $11 from Ulta. Get it. You will not regret it. The texture, and I don't like toners that are super watery. This one has a little bit of that goopy texture, so it doesn't just fly all over the place when you're trying to apply it to your face. And this works miracles. Don't worry about it saying blemish busting toner. I don't know why they said that. It's like, oh, it's only for teenagers who are breaking out. Not the case at all. I've used this and it's so moisturizing. I know a comparable one is the CosRX Snail Mucin. Honestly, I don't like the texture of that. It's too sticky and the way it rubs on my face just doesn't work for me. I don't like it. This one is 10 times better than the CosRX one. Now, if you want to spend a little bit more money, I would say this Mugwort Essence from I Am From. Another holy grail. Oh, there's a little bit left. Let me just try it on for you. But this one is another holy grail of mine. It's a little bit more expensive. I want to say it's probably $20 or $30. But I love this one because it is so, if you're like weirded out by snail mucin, I get it. Maybe you want to try this one because this is going to be, I guess, vegan. It says so on there. And it's just so moisturizing. Like I feel like my face every time it's like wind burned or just like sleeping without a humidifier, I completely forget to turn it on. My face just wakes up. I'm just like, I'm dying, my face. I slap some of this on and it just works miracles and my skin just like sucks it up like a sponge. This is a really good one. And this is one of my favorites as well. This one is from Fresh. So expensive. Pains me to spend, I think this big bottle was like $100. But they were doing a sale for, I think like 20 or 30% off. And then I used my American Express. It was another $20 off of 70, something like that. So I think I got this for $50. Even for $50, it's still kind of expensive for toners compared to the $11. I mean, they work just as well, but I want to say this one has a better experience. Like I normally people poo-poo the fact that you have fragrance in your skincare and it's not good for you. Like I'm not the kind of person with super sensitive skin or reactive skin. So having scent in my skincare is not a big deal to me. The scent smells amazing and it works really well. So I would say this is a holy grail for me. And if it's on like super sale, I definitely will splurge on it. But most of the time I just spend money on these kind of 2 toners. All right, it was getting a little chaotic. I had to put some of this away. So let's talk a little bit about serums. Don't ever buy anything from Kate Somerville. So expensive, and the results, in my opinion, again, you can feel free to disagree with me. Not worth it for the price that you are paying. So if you aren't using any retinols currently, definitely consider starting slow. But I think ever since I started with retinol, retinol, Now I'm up to tretinoin. I do see a difference in terms of reducing wrinkling because it helps you turn over your skin cells a little bit faster. So I think this is definitely worth it if you aren't already on some sort of retinol or tretinoin. In terms of spirit serums, I'm not super picky, but this one from Beauty of Joseon is pretty good. I don't really have any holy grails because I feel like because I'm on retinol, as long as you're on some sort of retinol, all of this is considered supplements. If I had to pick, it's definitely first cleanse, second cleanse, toner. If you have some sort of retinol or tretinoin, honestly, you can kind of skip all of this. It's supplements, so I just test all of them out. I don't really have any holy grails. I do like using vitamin C. I tried this one out and then it turned and oxidized pretty quickly. So now I use one from Beauty Pie. So I'll show you my skincare routine currently. And then a lot of this one's actually pretty good. The Hydra Enrich Ampule. This one is from Wish Trend. I would say give it a try. This one is definitely pretty decent. Oh, here's the tretinoin I started on Apostrophe. Look at it, it's all faded. All right, talking about moisturizer, I will tell you what is my holy grail. I actually don't have I accidentally threw it out, but it is one from Holika, and I'll link that down below for you. That one is my holy grail. The runner-up is definitely going to be this Biosense. I know I poo-pooed their cleanser and everything else. I think the only thing worth getting from Biosense, in my opinion, is going to be their Squalane repair cream. It is so thick, but it doesn't feel heavy, and it's just perfect for me when I go to sleep at night. Now, I wouldn't use this during the day just because it's way too heavy, but at night, this is chef's kiss, I want to say. So this is the runner-up. This one is very popular, the Cica sleeping mask or any sleeping mask for Laneige. I feel like it's okay. It's way too expensive for what it is. Terrible. This one burned my eyes. The Biosense one, terrible. It pilled. This one is still full because it's terrible. I never finished it. This one's okay. I think this one's decent. This one is also decent, but it gave me a white cast, so I would say terrible. This one is really nice, the Neogen one. Sometimes it pills on me, sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know. It depends on, I guess, what I'm wearing underneath. But this one I've recommended to my friends and they really like it. The Fenty one, terrible. This one, awful. This one, a holy grail. I definitely recommend that you purchase this one. And honestly, like a lot of this stuff you can buy from Amazon. So you can definitely test it out. Just make sure it's a reputable seller. And I'll make sure to link one down below from Amazon that I have bought from. But there's a lot of fake ones out there. So just be careful with where you're purchasing from. So I forgot to show you, but this is how I stock up. And quick tip, pro tip. Again, this is my opinion, my logic. I only stock up, especially when I purchase from overseas during the winter. Because one, I don't want to buy during the summer where your skincare products can sit on a hot truck, like a UPS truck or FedEx truck, and it's being delivered to you when it's like 90 degrees out, 80 degrees out. The truck and the delivery truck in the back, it can get up to 100-something degrees. So for skincare, a lot of these do say that it should be in room temperature, meaning like 7 degrees or 60 degrees. I don't want skincare to go bad. My parents, being Asian parents, oh my goodness, they do the whole trick. If you're Asian and you're from an Asian family, you know this. They like to keep skincare in the fridge because it protects the integrity of the formula, etc., etc. I don't do that. That seems a little extreme to me, but I do exercise the method of just buying during the winter so that this is not, when it's being delivered to you, it's not sitting in a hot truck and getting, you know, oxidized or whatever it is. So I stock up. You see how I have a bunch of them. Ooh, this one, I forgot about this one. This is a really good one too for the one of my holy grails when it comes to sunscreen. And then, yeah, I won't go through all of these, but I'm trying to see what else I got here. Oh, this is a really nice one too. So I'll make sure to link a couple items for you to below. And I do shop usually from Stylovana. I know Olive Young is really popular as well. So whatever you're comfortable with, obviously I'm not sponsored by Stylovana, but if Stylovana is watching this, I would not mind it. I would love free skincare. Not that any of this is like super expensive, especially if you purchase online. Ooh, I'm excited to try this. So that was the madness that happened, but let me show you what I'm currently using right now. So I'm just gonna quickly go over maybe in the order of how I would do my skincare. So obviously you wanna take off the day with a balm. And this one is actually really nice for something that's really cheap. I know I talked about the vanilla earlier. This is actually a great alternative. So I would highly suggest that you try both of these out. The consistency and the way it melts down and takes off all of your makeup and sunscreen, highly recommend. I do enjoy this a lot. And it's like $6, so definitely worth giving a try. So the second cleanse, I was using something I got from Target. It was terrible. I can't even finish it. I really like to finish all of the skincare products I started, but that one was just so terrible that I can't even finish it. So I busted this one open. This one's by Illy Noon, and I really like it. It's got the nice enough foaming and just like the right amount of foaming, and then it cleans very well and it does smell really nice. Again, I'm not against fragrance. And of course, this is a wash-off product, so I don't think fragrance is a big deal. So this is something, and it was really cheap too. I think it was like $8 or $10, something like that. So this is a really good one for as a second cleanse, which is a water-based cleanser. And then when it comes to toner, this is one I'm currently using right now, but this is not my holy grail. It is nice though. If I can't find it, and this was a gift from a friend. Ooh, a piece of hair. Gift from a friend for my birthdays, and you see that texture-wise? It's a little bit goopy, and it's actually a really nice texture. So if it's not too expensive, I actually would purchase this again, but I've got my 3 holy grails, so I probably won't spend too much time trying to find this one. It is a Taiwanese brand, so something a little bit unique in my opinion. Then I go into this moisture ampule from Pyongyang Yul, and it's a little too goopy for my preference, but it is pretty moisturizing, so it's not bad. So you can see how goopy it is, but it does rub out on your skin pretty nicely. So this one's actually not bad. And then this is something that is very accessible. And then I found this one, which is from Niod, and this is a little bit pricey. I think this was like $20 or $30. So I have a lot of redness that happens on my skin. And I am currently using tretinoin / azelaic acid from Apostrophe, and it's a prescription one. So hopefully that will calm down the redness on my skin. But then I just wanted to try this out because it helps with the pigmentation. So I'm not sure, and it does a little bit of brightening. I think it's starting to work. I just started using this, so we'll see what happens. So after the tretinoin, I do layer up when it comes to my moisturizer. This one is from Wish Trend, and it smells basically, if you ever tried anything Apropolis, you will know that specific smell. And it's actually pretty moisturizing. It's very lightweight. Honestly, I like to go with something a little bit more heavy. Again, I'll post all my holy grails down in links for you. This one's actually pretty decent. It's not, I don't know the price on this, but it's okay. Probably not my first choice if I had to repurchase. And then we talked about CosRx and the snail mucin that is super popular. And then I decided to try the moisturizer. You see this? This is crazy. I'm not a big fan of this because it takes forever to rub on your face, and then it's not as moisturizing as I thought it would be. So this is going to be used during the summer, or perhaps the rest of it just on my body. So probably would pass on this one. So this is the shampoo I'm currently using, and they're like $10 a bottle, maybe $12 on Stylovana. And I actually really like this one just because it's got that herbally smell, which could be an acquired taste. But, you know, for me, like hair loss and for a dry scalp, I think as we get older, we all suffer from some sort of hair loss. And I kind of just use this and let it sit on my head as I'm washing like my body to let it do its magic, quote unquote. But this is like a viral product in Korea. All right, so that was like the night routine. In the morning routine, I do want to get my, face clean for the rest of for the entire day. I don't like to wash my face in the morning just because it might dry it out a little too much. I either use the Bioderma, you can see this is like I don't know, the 6th bottle that I use. And I just use like reusable cotton pad and then just, you know, have a whole pile of them. I wash it in the washer. And then I use this to get the residue makeup or residue skincare from the night before off. So I start with a clean face. Or I use this, which is like a clarifying pad, depending on what I'm feeling that day. This actually works just as well. And then I would just, in the morning, just use a toner, same thing, we gotta rehydrate. Just do 1 layer of that. And then, this is one of my favorite products. I've used a lot of vitamin C's out there, and vitamin C does not sit well with my skin for whatever reason. I do have kind of a reaction to it. This one is the only one that works really well, and I do like how it's encapsulated. Vitamin C does oxidize pretty quickly, so this is a really good method to keep any vitamin C and its efficacy and not oxidize in a encapsulated little pellet thing. It's kind of cool because if you like twist this open, if you ever used one of these before, it's like squeezing a pimple. So you just squeeze it out once a day in the morning, because vitamin C actually does really well and basically works along with your sunscreen and makes your sunscreen even more effective. So this one is a really good one. This is from Beauty Pie, and it's like a subscription service, and you don't really have to keep doing the subscription. You can just do a trial. Out of all their products, I want to say this one is definitely the best one. And then sometimes if I'm feeling dry, I'm just using a moisturizer. This one actually has a minty feel to it, so it kind of freshens me up for the day with the moisturizer. And then lastly, depending on what I'm feeling that day, these are the 3 sunscreen that I use on a daily basis. Now, if it's like raining outside, I don't really need to wear sunscreen, but you know, if there's any sort of UV that's happening, and I sometimes check on my phone, what's the UV index? If it's like 1, maybe I won't wear it if I'm not leaving the house. But if I'm leaving the house, it's 100% I'm going to be wearing sunscreen. These 3 are my holy grails. This one is a little bit more shiny, so you're going to have to, use setting powder to make yourself not look as shiny. Obviously, this is going to be more bang for your buck, and you can get this at Target. Whereas these 2, you can either get on Sayovana. Again, I'll make sure to link everything down below. Or if you want to buy it from Amazon, either or are great options. And these 3, chef's kiss. All right, so I rambled on and on about skincare. Normally people break these kind of like skincare into like 15 different videos or make an entire channel on it. Obviously, I am not a skinfluencer, but I did wanted to share, my honest opinion and thought process when it comes to skincare. If we're going to invest so much money and spend so much money in bags, you should spend a lot of money, not a whole lot of money, obviously be more cost effective. And these are options that I'm saying is very cost effective. Don't go to Sephora. I don't shop at Sephora. I show up to Sephora to play with their makeup sometimes. And then I grab my birthday gift. And that is it. I might buy some gifts from Sephora, like perfumes or whatever for friends and whatever, but generally, I do not buy my skincare from them. Basically, if you're going to spend lots of money on your bags, take care of yourself first. Take care of your face, take care of your skin. The skin is your biggest organ. So, for me, I'm client facing. This is the moneymaker here, okay? So I have to make sure I take care of my skin, and spending a little time on my skincare and wearing sunscreen and whatever, it's kind of like insurance, right? Insurance for your skin that makes sure you don't get damaged or premature aging if you don't have to. So I'll just kind of leave it at that. Hopefully this was helpful. I do hope you come back to check out some of my handbag content. I'll sporadically just do some random topics here and there just because I think it's really helpful. Again, my channel is called Somehow Adulting. I'm going to help you somehow adult and make sure you get all of these skincare products at a discount whenever possible. So life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can somehow adult easier and hopefully less than retail. I'll see y'all next time.